Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. I've had some interesting requests as far as incontinence and intimacy. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I haven't, outside of myself, and I haven't had a lot of people give me their input on it at all. But I've had it come up in questions. So here's my thinking. With sex and whatnot, I tend to have more of an issue with bowel incontinence. The urinary incontinence is not as big of an issue just because, sometimes when people are having sex, there's fluid involved. But for that, my biggest thing would be put down a bed mat underneath you. That way you protect whatever surface you're on from becoming wet, and that way you don't have to disinfect anything, and you've just got an easy cleanup afterwards. You simply pick up the bed mat and throw it away, or wash it, depending on if it's disposable or reusable. The bowel incontinence is a lot more of a problem. For me, I have not found a solution yet, and it frustrates me a lot because I want to be able to enjoy sex without having the mess. For me, I have a J pouch, and that has caused my muscles to kind of deteriorate a bit. And with having a J pouch, you have no colon, and therefore your digestion is much quicker, and you have to empty soon. You have to go to the bathroom a lot sooner than you would with a colon. With colon, it kind of builds up over the day, and you go once or twice a day. With a J pouch, pretty much any time you eat, you're going to have to go within anywhere from 5 minutes to a couple hours later. And, a lot of people I know just say go to the bathroom right before you have sex and you're fine. But that's not the case with me. Some of us with a J pouch have issues with emptying it all the way. And with it being your small intestine, it just is constantly digesting whatever is in your stomach and flowing through your digestive tract at the time. And so you could go to the bathroom and then 5 minutes later have to go again. We've tried a lot of things with protecting against a mess. And I know this is kind of an awkward subject for some of you, but what I do is usually I put down a bed mat first, and then I take off my diaper, and oftentimes I'll leave the diaper just laying underneath me, so that it once again is doubly protecting the surface that we're on. I've talked to a lot of people with bowel incontinence who have tried things like a butt plug, or there's doing an enema first and emptying out really well first. Something that is more geared toward guys, there is a device that kind of looks like a catheter in a way, and it has a air pump on the end and a balloon on the other end, and you insert the balloon and you pump it up, and it kind of locks in place inside your rectum. And we didn't really have a ton of success with that either, because I've had so much surgery. Things that are inside my rectum tend to hurt a lot. So when I was having sex, the way it works with having, all those muscles down there connected in a way is that my rectum tends to push during sex, which causes me to either mess myself, or whatever you insert is going to be pushed out or try to be pushed out. And that can be really painful. Now, for people who have never had surgery and just have, the weakness in the muscles, or the inability to know that the inability to voluntarily contract the muscles, that might work a little better, because, it's just the way my anatomy is now. Those things are not possible. I have tried a beginner's butt plug, and I was just unable to hold that in at all. I'm guessing it probably would have worked really well if I had the ability to tighten up that muscle, or maybe I need a bigger one, I'm not sure. So this is kind of a frustrating thing for me, because I want to be able to enjoy sex and have fun, and not have to worry about cleaning up a mess afterwards. Um, Also, something that I don't know how many people deal with this and watch my channel that have this, but um, when you have no colon, your stools are going to be of varying consistency depending on what you eat. So that plays a big factor in it as well. But my boyfriend, it doesn't bother him as much. It's kind of become a part of life with us. Yeah, we probably don't have sex as often because of that, because it really frustrates me. It is not fun for me when that happens while I'm trying to enjoy sex. Um, so, you know, mainly we don't do anything for it other than protect the surface. We put a bed mat down. We either do or don't leave the diaper underneath me, depending on the condition of the diaper when we do have sex. And we always have wipes handy for afterwards. And afterwards, I just clean up, or he helps me clean up, depending on how great the mess was. But as far as wetting during sex, not really a big deal. Um, I know for my boyfriend, that is not the issue at all. He has no problem with it whatsoever. The only way I know if I'm wetting is when we feel the warmth, but oftentimes that just helps them out. Some people it turns them on, some people it doesn't. Sometimes, in rare cases, I guess I'm not really researched on this, but from what I've heard is that female ejaculation is different than male ejaculation, and oftentimes it just looks like pee. The difference is it's got a different smell, it's got a slightly different color, but it's not that big of a deal with wetting while you have sex. I just put a bed mat down and wipe up afterwards, take a shower, or use some wipes, or cleansing spray, like no wash spray that you have, and some paper towels or something. That's not the huge issue. The issue I have with it, and that I've heard many people with incontinence have, is the actual stool. If you have any ideas that have worked for you, feel free to comment. Maybe I'll do an updated video at some point. But biggest thing I have to say is, like I say with everything with incontinence, is you just have to have the confidence and be, be prepared, but also just don't worry about it. Yes, it can be gross. We've had some pretty interesting situations happen. And yes, sex can't be as spontaneous as if I were continent, but you can still enjoy it. It's still a very intimate time with me and my boyfriend. And I've had times in the past with an ex who really, really didn't like that aspect of having sex. He got very frustrated with me messing during sex. And we tried a lot of things, from poking a hole, like ripping a hole in the diaper and stuff like that. And I really dislike that method, because unless you're doing it very carefully, or if you tape the edges of the hole, you're going to get fluff everywhere. And it's not only the fluff, it's also the sap crystals that are in it. And when they are dry, they feel a lot like sand. Imagine that getting into your private areas, and it's not comfortable at all. So I really did not like that method at all, and quickly vetoed that method. For now, my boyfriend now is a wonderful man, and we just deal with the mess. We just make sure that we have a bed mat under me, and that anything that could be in the line of fire is moved. And afterwards, we just make sure that we clean everything up, wipe me up, and put a diaper back on. If you have any ideas, I am always looking for ideas for preventing it that would help me not have to be so prepared and have a little bit of spontaneity in it. Like I said, I've tried a butt plug, I've tried different anal things, and so far have yet to find an option that works to actually stop me from messing. So if you have ideas, please put it in the comments, or message me on YouTube or my email that is linked with my YouTube account. Please, I would love to find a solution to this other than what I'm doing right now. So I know this is a very awkward situation or topic. I've had to learn to get used to talking about it, and some of my friends and I, we did, when we were talking, it was nice to be able to voice these concerns with them, and I hope that you guys can gain some confidence and some ideas. But by all means, post comments if you have ideas or something that you've tried that has worked. I know with me, I'm always looking for new options, so I know everybody out there would like some tips if you have found what works for you. I want to thank everybody for all the support you've given me on this channel. I've gotten, so many subscribers and comments and emails, and I never imagined that I would get as many views on my videos as I have. You guys have been wonderful and very supportive. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time I make a video.